can just, you know, this isn't like going to a store and buying shoes, right? I mean, this is a whole
Yeah.
life, you know, this is a whole life change, a whole life situation. So
Yeah.
it's a very personal thing. And I think to be successful at it, you have to show that level of being genuine and have that personal connection with people.
For sure.
And so, yeah, even
Cool, man. So yeah, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself and um, let's start there.
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm a I guess what you would say relatively newer agent in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. I've been licensed since June 1st of 2020. Um, I don't know. Before that, I have a degree in geophysics from the University of Wisconsin. So I
Cool.
have my I was a geologist before I got into this. In my previous life, I did a lot of environmental consulting,
Very
and that's
cool.
kind of where I started to get a taste of real estate. So yeah, I worked on did a lot of environmental assessments for commercial transactions and
That's
stuff like
cool.
that. So yeah, I started to get a taste for it, and then as I kind of grew into myself and just discovered who I was, I just realized over time more and more that I wasn't meant to be in a non-people industry like a science field, just going out and drilling and taking samples and looking at
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah.
I'm too much. I like business and I like people and I like communication and just managing stuff. I was starting to get into project management in my career, and I don't know. I just needed to take a different path, and
Yeah,
um,
man.
I get
You're
into
a
real
very
estate.
personal guy. Like you're a very, very personal guy. So this, I think you found the right spot, eh?
Yeah,
Found
man,
the right.
and you know, just me personally, I don't, I'm not trying to say this like is a reflection of Real Agent Profits, but me personally, you know, love God, you love people, and that's me. So
Yeah, man.
that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Awesome, brother. And you initially met us. What has your experience been like with us?
Well, I will say the right away, the very first thing was as soon as we finally launched, um, as soon as we got rolling that night, I mean, instantly I was out
That's
to
awesome.
dinner. Yeah, I was out to dinner and I was getting notifications that a lead was coming in answering the quiz, the online quiz that you guys had put together,
Yeah.
responding to that. So that was
Very
pretty exciting and
instant action. Very cool.
instant action. And it's been pretty steady ever since. I mean, I have my CRM is just loaded with people from your online quizzes.
Awesome.
And I will say that was one of the biggest things too, is because I knew the importance of social media marketing,
Yep.
but I've always just been on Facebook and stuff like that for my own personal pleasure. Like I've always been a consumer.
Yep.
So I don't know how to do all that and get through all the red tape and all that stuff like that. I didn't know how to do any of that. So when you guys taking over and doing that was a huge help.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. And you're doing very well now, I would say. Hey, like had a few closes in the last couple weeks. There's one right there.
Yeah,
Woo!
this one is the most recent.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
was
how
a
long ago was that one? That one was like last week, wasn't it? A few days ago?
Yeah, so it's been kind of I guess just to wrap like that story
Yeah.
is, you know, I've been like I said already, I've been getting full of leads from your service, but you know, a lot of it is, I mean, it's called a first time home buyer quiz. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of first time home buyers, as any other agent that might be watching this can understand, is sometimes it's just a big relationship build. It
Yep.
takes a long time with people like that. And that's okay because I'm still newer, but at the time I signed up, I was even newer.
Yeah.
And so it's a good thing to just build from the ground up. I'm building from the ground up and I can build those relationships from the ground up. So it's been taking a little bit, but yeah, in the past couple of weeks, it's just been bam, bam. Two of my most recent accepted offers have both been through your leads. So I had one 2 weeks ago that our offer, well, the home ask price was 450 and we came over that, so we got an accepted offer on that. And now this one right here, the ask price was actually 280. We're still under contract, so I'm not going to discuss the details of the offer, but we had to come way up over because
Yeah.
you can see it's a beautiful home.
Yeah.
But we stayed within their pre-approval amount, and so you know I'll just say it's accepted over 300K. So
Very
um,
cool.
yeah, two in a row, 1 week and then another week, just boom, boom, your leads.
Let's keep them going. Let's keep them going.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like popcorn now. They're popping off. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what we were talking about before. one of your other leads that we were getting super far. We were really
Yeah.
there. So it was almost number 3.
Yeah.
We were very close. And then, just something with his personal experience, his pre-approval fell apart. But, that right there, I still count that as a win, because that is somebody now I'm friends with them on Facebook. I know their family. And I'm going to be the guy that they come to when they
100%.
are ready.
100%.
So while we're not going to be closing on him this year, I still count that as a win for Real Agent Profits and for myself. That is a lead that's good.
For sure. Yeah, because he's going to be coming back. Like you've given him good service. I think you said you've even went showing him houses, right? Like you guys were
Yeah,
seeing a few
we
houses.
were ready to go. In fact,
Yeah.
the issue with his finances, the issue with his pre-approval even just came up because we were getting ready to like offer,
Yep.
and then that came up, and it was unfortunate, and a bummer for him, of course. I mean, everyone I feel like can easily be selfish. I could say, be like, oh, there goes my business, but got to think about him. Like, he was excited to
Yeah.
buy the house, and now he's got to wait. So, but we'll get there.
And I think that's why you're doing so well too, man. It's like you're very empathetic. You know how to empathize with the end consumer and with your clients. Like
Absolutely.
that's a
And
weapon.
I can tell that well, and I can say that if there's any newer agents watching this, is that you don't do this for money. Don't do it don't have commission breath when you're talking to people and you're doing things. You gotta be in it for the consumer, for the person.
Yeah.
You're there to help them. If you start saying that you wanna, if you wanna sell houses, you start to become more of a salesman rather than a consultant. And that's, I always tell my buyers when we're looking at houses, like, hey, I just need you to know I'm not trying to sell you a house. I'm trying to consult you through the process and help you through it. So that's what we got to do. And I think a lot of first time buyers especially need to hear that because they're nervous.
For sure, man. For sure. Estate is very long term. Like you might not close a deal in 4 months, but if you're building relationships, then you start closing 2 in 2 weeks, right? So
Yes. And it's like, what's the one thing I always keep in the back of my head too, is like people don't always remember what you say, but how you make them feel.
there you go.
And, so I have current clients that they've worked with realtors before. They've had it different. They're not first time buyers. They've had different agents that they've worked with, but they're not calling them because it was just strictly business, right? That they didn't feel any kind of way went throughout their process. They felt it was just probably pretty cold, and it was just a business transaction.
Yeah.
And well, now here that realtor is not getting the phone call, and I'm taking on their previous client.
Yeah.
So that's
Hey,
relationship building is very important.
you're exactly right. Like emotions sell, right? Like, and
Yes.
just being able to be empathetic towards somebody and actually caring about their needs and their wants and listening to them is only gonna build that relationship and build trust with you. Get them to know you, like you, trust you, so that they will do business with you.
Absolutely.
In the end.
And the way to do that successfully is you can't fake it. You cannot.
Nope.
So you have to sometimes either have it or you don't. And because you have to be genuine to your core, because if you're not, people are going to read it. Even if you're trying to be nice and build that relationship, you're not even talking, you don't have commission breath. You're not making it a business, like just about business. But if you're having to try to do it, it's not genuine to who you are, and you truly deep down only do care about the money, it's gonna show. It's gonna come out.
I agree, man. 100%.
Like that audio clip, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
They're gonna.
They're gonna know.
I have the same mindset as you too, man. Like, I think that you gotta be providing value at all times and try to find the win-win situations, because like that's exactly what you're doing. Is you are creating a win-win situation, a win for them. They get to buy their dream home. Like, that's amazing, and they get to have the experience of having an awesome realtor, show them the process and help them with everything from legal to just finding the house to closing to everything. So
yes, absolutely.
cool, man. And
like I said, the past like 3 or so weeks in a row, like right now I currently have five contracts, so 5 places in escrow,
Nice.
5 live transactions, 2 of them are yours.
That's
And so there was a while there where it was too busy. Like it was, man, I'm out every night. I'm out on the weekends, all weekend and night. But now that I have like 5 people under contract, some of the buyers, it's a little slower, so I have a little more time.
okay.
Just comes in waves.
I've noticed that too, and like with our business as well, it's definitely like waves, like sales waves.
Yeah, yeah.
And real
But
estate's a little bit longer waves, I think, or depends, I guess, depends.
yeah, the frequency is but no, to answer that, I could definitely take on more, but I don't absolutely need more. So
Cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's just like building more at this point now. Like you've got good things going, and now it's
yes,
just how do you
and I
scale?
want more. Of course, I'm hungry.
Keep scaling, man. Yeah, you could
Yeah,
have get a little team going, and yeah,
that's a long-term goal.
yeah.
It is. Yes.
Okay, I will remember that because long term, what are you thinking for like a team size? Like just kind of grow as if you have like a
Yeah, probably a slow grow because
yeah
when I even just first started thinking about a team was a couple few weeks ago in the summer where I was starting to feel super busy,
yeah
and I'm like, man, if it keeps going like this, I'm gonna start a team. Like I'm gonna need another agent on my side. Like I'm gonna or at least an admin assistant, like something.
yeah.
But then right now I have 5 under contract. Okay, now I have. That being said, I mean, if the trajectory keeps going the way that it is, I mean, probably the next couple of years.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you like, yeah, 5 under contract this year. How many?
Oh, so this year is more than that. I'm just saying currently right
That's
now
right
I have
now.
5 in escrow
Oh
right now.
man. Okay. So
So
yeah,
I got licensed in June 1st, 2020,
yeah,
and including the 5 that I have in escrow that are closing within the next couple weeks, that's 14 total sales.
that's awesome. That is
So
awesome. And how long have you been in real estate for? Like a year and
June 1st, 2020.
oh man. You just gotta like be nice to people and
It's my calling.
yeah,
It's what I was meant to do, man.
hundred percent.
It feels natural to me, and I've been told that by people too. Like I just went to a listing appointment the other day, and it was an older couple. I would almost argue elderly,
Yeah,
but they were very like, oh, you're so charismatic and confident. You really seem like you know what you're talking about. It this is just the right field for you.
yeah,
stroke my ego a
yeah.
little
Oh yeah,
bit,
a little bit, a little bit.
but it feels good, because I like lifting people up. So when I get lifted up, it feels nice.
Me too, man. I'm the same way. And yeah, you like I said, like you are a very personal person, and I would agree that you definitely found your calling
Yeah.
for sure. Cool, man. So I'm just gonna jump over to the screen here.
Us because of obviously broker fees and
I
stuff like
was
that.
yeah, I was just gonna
Um,
say we could actually add that in there if you wanted to.
but because I didn't give you the full price, so
Yeah.
between that full price and I think that's probably about right.
Okay. So we're right around where we need to be, so that's good.
Yes.
So that is amazing. Like, wow. So you spent essentially $4,600 to make a quick 18,000. That's awesome.
It's a no brainer. It's a no brainer.
Yeah, like literally.
Yep.
And then what was that? So 8 months. So 8 months, and then we could even figure out how much
Yes.
per month that is.
8 months. But then I think anybody who's watching this video needs to keep in mind that it's the intangibles as well. Like I said, all the relationships that I built, and at least 1 or 2 other people who are so hot that are so close to being ready to go that just aren't yet, but they're almost there. So, you could almost count these 2 transactions. You could almost say there's actually 4 because 2 are so close. Um, and then, like I said, the intangibles, the just loads of people who I just have in my CRM now.
Yeah. And well, it sounds like you will crack that million then over the year, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Ah, oh, that is so sweet. Love having these conversations. So I guess we need to figure out the ROI then, the return on investment.
Oh, you're talking about profits.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about what I'm paying you.
Oh
Sorry.
no,
I'm like,
no, no,
I'm not paying you nearly that much.
no, nope. No, you're good. They're making that, and that was your commissions earned, like total
Yes, that makes more sense.
over 8 months. Yeah.
That makes more sense.
So, oh, that's a nice number, man. So, what you're looking at is about a 3.92 return on your investment. So every dollar that you spent with us, you made $3.92 back.
Yeah, almost $4 back.
Woo-hoo.
That's like a almost 400% return right there.
That's a good investment right there, man.
Yeah,
If I've ever seen
exactly.
one. Jays. All right.
Yes.
That's awesome. So let's just keep doing that.
I wish everything I invested in gave a 400% return.
Me too. What the heck? No, you can put more into ad spend because you're
Yeah, I'm on the lower end
yeah.
of ad spend
Oh,
too. So
100%. Yeah, I think you weren't even like I think we were at like 300 a month. So like
yes. And I remember when we first met, I had talked with Alex, and Alex was saying that on average, like people are doing like 500 something. I'm like, well, let's start lower. I'm going to start around 300,
yep.
and it's still, I mean,
Yeah. So if we like just double that, double the ad spend and
okay.
and I think that concludes the meeting here. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining me, and just going over yourself and our system. Um, yeah, man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure meeting with you, and I think we should definitely do this again.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, always happy. And anybody, like I said, anybody who's watching this, anybody has questions, like you want to hear from me, from a consumer, rather than just the company that's trying to get you to sign up. You want to hear from me, somebody who's utilized it, give me a call.
And we appreciate that, man. We appreciate that. So, would you say that you'd recommend us then? Would you say
I
that?
would.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. Just look at the numbers.
Yeah.
400%.
400%. Appreciate that, brother. All right. We'll wrap up this video here, wrap up this meeting, and see you on the next one.
All right.